Hello everyone, and welcome to Victoria's Cantina, where today we're having a look at the Medicom MAFEX Star Wars The Force Awakens Captain Phasma 6-inch scale action figure. I picked this up at Ami, a store in the Akihabara ward of Tokyo. The box is quite simplistic. It gets the job done. You can see the figure in there quite nicely along with her accessories. There's also a price tag there from Ami, indicating that this was 5,780 yen, which is somewhere around $51 or so. The figure looks quite nice. You can see everything she comes with. There's a nice picture there of the captain here at the side. Basically just says Star Wars. There's another image of her. Opposite side, same thing, image of Captain Phasma. It says it's number 28 in the MAFEX series. And then here at the back, you get another image there of the figure. And I'll go ahead and remove that. And it gives us a few more looks at her there. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty nice looking figure. I'm quite eager to get her unboxed and take a closer look so we can see what Captain Phasma is like. Let me go ahead and take care of that, and then we'll get into the review. All right, you guys, so here is Captain Phasma out of the packaging. And the first thing that you'll notice is that she is vac metallized, which is awesome because that means this is the only 6-inch scale Captain Phasma that is vac metallized. That's an actual action figure, not counting the Bandai model kit, not counting the Kotobukiya statue figure that we looked at last year. So I'm really excited about that. The figure looks great. I mean, just looking at her, she looks proportionate. Colors look fantastic. She does look really nice and tall. No issue staying her whatsoever. As you can see, she has a soft goods cape, which is nice because this is the only Phasma figure that has a soft goods cape in the scale. So that should really help with the posing. As with all MAFEX figures, she is super articulated. She comes with some accessories. We'll look at all that in just a moment, but for now, let's take an up-close look at the figure. So she's looking really nice. The sculpt of the helmet, I think they totally got it. It looks very proportionate. I mean, it doesn't look oversized like the Black Series did. It doesn't look undersized. It looks just right. You can visualize somebody's head underneath there. And like I mentioned, it does have the vac metal paint, so it is glossy. It has the chromed look to it. And you can see that she is dirtied up. There is some grittiness to her. And that's really cool. I mean, it's a very fine sort of detailing that you can see on there, but they did a very nice job applying the dirt and the weathering. And near the top of the head, she has some more visible markings there to indicate wear and tear. So that is really nice. But the coloring, the shininess to her, that looks really great. The black coloring, you can see the texturing that's going on there in her helmet and on the front. So that's really cool as well. Just really nice detailing all the way around for the helmet, and you can see that at the back as well. Now, as for the rest of the body, it looks really good as well. You can see that she's got more of this shiny glossiness to her, very reflective. I mean, you can see me in the reflection. You can see my camera, you can see my lighting. I mean, all of that is very discernible because she is very reflective, and they still carry that weathering through. You can see it there in the arms. You can see it down here in the gauntlet area. She does look a little bit worn here in the torso. And all the way down, I mean, they carried that nice wear and tear. And just for the sculpt work on here, I mean, she looks really nice. Really great. The gauntlets in particular, all those little fine details are sculpted very nicely. Same with the hands. I mean, they look almost robotic, kind of like what you see with C-3PO. So that is really cool to see. Here at the back underneath the cape, you can see that you still have more of that weathering, even though it's going to be less visible if you're using the cape. It's really nice how they were able to implement that and carry it through. I mean, you can see all of the little grittiness and wear and tear and battle-worn aesthetic that she has. So that's very nice. Now the cape, as I mentioned, it's a soft cape. It's kind of like a different kind of fabric. I kind of want to say it's not really cloth. It's kind of more of, it almost feels like a reflective microfiber, if that makes any sense, or kind of like an umbrella. It kind of feels like it's made out of the same sort of material you would get with most umbrellas. And you can see the red stripe right there. That is a hard plastic. So that is very interesting. And then it goes off into this different sort of material here. It's almost kind of even like a windbreaker, if you ever worn like a windbreaker, kind of similar to that, but a little bit softer. Very interesting. It's very hard to place it specifically, but you can see that the patching in here is very similar to what she had in the film, and that is quite nice. And there is a wire inside of the cape, so you can pose it in different ways. And you're going to have the wire back here where you see that red stripe, and then you're also going to have a wire here where you see those patches, and then up here there's another little piece where you can see the red right there. There's a little piece that hangs off. You get the wire on the opposite side there too. And so yeah, it seems that there's at least 3 wires in here. 1, 2, and then 3. So that is very nice. And as I mentioned, it does give you the opportunity to get her into numerous different poses. So for articulation, she is very articulated. She's got a ball joint here at the top of the helmet. She's also got a joint here at the neck. So you can move the neck around like that, and then you can move the head independently of the neck, which is pretty nice. She looks down. She looks up a good little bit. And then you get your side-to-side tilt. That is pretty nice. Here at both of the shoulders, she has ball hinging. And both of the shoulder pads are able to be moved independently of the rest of the shoulders. That is nice. It doesn't really obstruct the movement, which is pretty great. And as you can see, very nice wide range of movement. She's also got a swivel here at the bicep. She's got her double bends here at both of the elbows. Very good movement there. Here at the wrists, you can bend them, you can rotate them, and you can arc them back and forth, just depending on how you have them oriented. She's got a ball joint here at the upper torso, very good movement up there. Down here at the waist, there's another ball joint, and you can rotate it, and you can get it up and down. So these 2 joints combined, you can really achieve quite a few different poses. Here up under the hips, you do have ball hinging. They are a little bit restricted because of her belt. So as far as getting a split, that's about as far as you're going to get it. It's not bad. It is sufficient for getting under good poses. Here at both of the hips, you do get those typical MAFEX drop-down joints that you get, and you can also move them forward like that. So that is pretty cool. Here at both of the knees, you get your double bends, and they move back a good bit, not all the way. They are kind of restricted because of her armor once again. And then here at the ankles, you do get your bends right there. You can swivel them. It actually seems like this one maybe wants to come out. Yeah. So they do come out. And at the toes, you do get toe hinges as well. So very nice, very nicely articulated figure. All the joints feel pretty solid. Other than the feet, of course, which, as you noticed, do kind of come out with a little bit of pressure. But other than that, she seems to be pretty solid all around. So I'm pretty happy with her. When you first remove her from the packaging, Captain Phasma has 2 open hands, as you can see here. But you also get 2 fisted hands. And then you get 2 hands that have the handle for her blaster rifle. And the reasoning for that is that you do get her blaster rifle here, as you can see, and it looks really good. It's got a very nice sculpt to it. It's painted very nicely. It's kind of like a champagne color with some black intermingled around it. And the handle to her blaster rifle actually slips out just like that. So then what you're going to do is take the figure, and now that we have the hand in there that already has the handle for the rifle, you're going to look at this little peg right there and just kind of insert it into the grip, just like that. And now she's holding onto the blaster rifle. So that's a pretty different, unique implementation of that sort of a feature, so that you don't have an entirely separate rifle. And of course, it ensures that you're not going to have to fight with getting it gripped into her hand, and you're not going to have to worry about it coming loose or falling out. So that's a pretty nice way of doing that. And then when you combine the different hands together to hold the blaster and then pose the cape and utilize her plentiful articulation, you can get her into some really nice poses. So that is very, very cool. The blaster also has those 2 little pins on the right side, as you can see. If you look at her hip, she's got the 2 little holes for those pins, and you just slide them in just like this. So that is nice. It's very secure in there. It doesn't come out. And aesthetically, it's a lot less intrusive than what you saw on the Black series, so that is a pretty cool way of doing that. I'd also like to remark on how lightweight she is as a figure. She's super light, especially when you compare to some of the other figures in the MAFEX line, like Kylo Ren. In terms of height, Phasma comes in at about 6 3/4 inches tall. Here is Captain Phasma alongside the MAFEX Kylo Ren, which we also reviewed earlier this year, and they look fantastic one next to the other. They're about the same height. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so there you have it. This is the Medicom MAFEX Star Wars Captain Phasma. Overall, you guys, I am very, very happy with how this figure turned out. I just think that she's great. This is one of those instances with MAFEX where the figure is just absolutely awesome. I like her better than I do Kylo Ren, and I love that figure. So if you're a fan of the character, and it seems like she might be getting a bigger role in The Last Jedi, then I would say definitely pick her up. She's totally worth it. Alright, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If so, give us a like, give us a subscribe. Let me know what you think about Captain Phasma down in the comments. Be sure to follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And as always, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to Victoria's Cantina. Until next time, bye-bye.